We just got off a 12-hour shift.
He's actually a beast.
Good to go. We're officially in it.
We're in there.
All right. We're rolling. Happy Power. New episode. We're going to be talking about the American Pro with 3 people who were just there. Some of us competing. Johnny, Liam, and then Nabil was there holding it down. You were handling. You helped set up.
I helped and I was setting up.
Hype man.
Dude, I literally
Feels everywhere.
helped out, like carrying all the monos, build that whole warm-up program, build it on my own.
Yeah, I hope so. I was going to say, I seen you there like the first night we got there. I don't know if you even went home that night. I seen you were training in the warm-up room.
I was definitely on like 3 hours of sleep every single day. But I'm all about the sport, and it was a fun time. Like, good memories.
Hell yeah. Really cool.
Part of this was
trying to find Nabil in that place.
Impossible.
Dude, every time I bring Nabil to a big meet, it's over. I brought him to the showdown. I've never seen a human be omnipresent like that, like running around like a I don't even know.
You were everywhere.
Everywhere.
You were in every camera angle. Nabil was in it. I was like, how's he pulling this off right now?
For sure. Every recap. Somehow you see a corner of my...
Somehow everywhere at once. And just,
nowhere at the same time.
Nowhere at the same time. Post lifts faster than the live. Not even kidding.
Yeah, dude, that was... I'm not going to lie. I was trying to get the Dan video up, too, and you had already posted. I'm like, God damn. Well.
Yeah, no.
He's too quick.
All-time record. I posted the second attempt.
Yeah.
I was like...
Nabil, I didn't even know you had a video of my third attempt. Like, I didn't even know you were standing there until after you
it's funny because
tagged me in the story.
When I send videos, basically like 50-60% of the lifters, all their videos, they got it from me because I was just recording everyone, just hyping up everybody.
Yeah.
But
it's crazy. I don't know how you do that.
Yeah.
How do you
That's
guys
probably
feel?
why my phone doesn't work anymore.
Too much storage.
Storage
overflow.
I had like 40,000
Is that why
videos.
it's crashed?
Probably.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. It just stopped working.
You have to offload some of that. You might want to keep it, though.
Yeah.
Good memories.
Definitely.
But yeah, how you guys feeling after competing? You guys both crushed it, I would say.
Man. Liam?
Feel all right?
I feel like I got hit by a bus still, but that's honestly because of the activities we decided to do yesterday. I think so. Honestly, after the meet, I felt pretty good, and then I I lifted the night of the meet, and I lifted the day after the meet, and I lifted Monday, just doing stupid stuff.
I didn't
and
know.
Then,
I thought you just that was your first time lifting since.
No, and then I rested.
You were with us. You were with us. We did accessories at DMV after the meet.
Oh yeah, you did.
I thought you were just here watching. Rest day Tuesday, and then I came here and tried to pull 925, and I was just like, I realized at 500, I was like, I'm not.
No, you said it from 275, I think. Like the first one was like, I feel like
it's like a delayed thing. Sometimes right after the meet, you're like, I feel all right, and then all of a sudden, like 2 days after, you're like, well, maybe not. 3 days after, you're like, all right, I'm fucked up.
Yeah, it was just like. Honestly, yesterday was where I think I felt it the most, and like today, now I'm just even more sore because I pulled 800 plus yesterday too. Like
Well, yesterday's where you were looking the only time you were actually looking to push anything. I told Liam because the numbers have been getting a lot more serious for Liam. Like regardless of how strong you are, right? 700 pounds on somebody's structure isn't the same thing as somebody whose max is 405. It might feel as hard, but your CNS, your little structure is getting pulled down.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, when we're going for these mid-8s things, whether they work out or they don't, if they're in the air, like that's going to affect you a lot more than 720 did, like 8 or 9 months ago when I was in the same spot.
That's true.
And now it's like we were both trying to do some really stupid stuff.
What'd you end up doing? I seen Liam's. I didn't get a chance to see.
I was going for an avenge pull, not really a YOLO pull, but just a legit pull again, hook and everything. And then I tore at 848, and then I went for a squatted 606, and now my leg hurts. Really
I told him
in between those two lifts, he had like an hour and a half break talking to people. He's like, you know what, I'm about to squat now.
It was so bad.
I literally told him, I was like, do not squat. He's like, he's had one rep on the bar for about an hour, and I'm like, don't squat. And I thought I did the job when I was walking out the door, and he was just gonna unload the.
I thought you did too.
And he warmed up in probably like 4 minutes.
Oh my God!
I was with Rondell over there playing ping pong, and I turned around, I was like, he's already on 550. I'm like.
Nabil had a YOLO pull, but it wasn't
what'd you do yesterday?
785.
785.
Yeah, but that's pound plate strap, but still.
That was full gym mode as much as you could potentially go.
Exactly.
But that's still like
for my weight, though.
What is that, like 5 times your body weight?
That's actually over that.
Yeah.
It's like, what is it, 5?
5.6,
Not to
5.06,
mention-
5.06. If I could.
And then I like you're gonna like. Did you post it yet?
I posted it on TikTok, but I'm probably gonna post it on IG.
There's gonna be somebody that's gonna be like,
It's always like
cheating, straps. It's like
That's what
Oh,
everyone
of
says.
course.
I mean,
fucking over five
I
times
mean,
your body weight. It doesn't matter what you did. Like
It's
if you would have had a
fine.
forklift under the bar, I'd be like, that's still pretty impressive. Like
Yeah, man. Like at the end of the day, you go in open powerlifting and you go full power and raw. I'm still #1 spot
yeah.
all time, so I can have fun. You know,
Hell
it's
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Not to
no.
mention, it's over 5 times body weight. It's also the 5th day in a row that you're
I
pulling
know.
over 7.
Yeah, let's not talk
Which
about
is
that.
inhuman.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think-
I couldn't do that.
So
I don't think you
No,
could do
I-
that.
it's re-
even at 7. Like me and Johnny, we obviously pull more than you, but not like.
I
Not
can't do that.
Yeah,
I
like
die.
we were saying, I think
Fall
I can.
apart.
I don't know what it is about me, but I feel like I can handle intensity more than anyone.
Yeah.
And it's maybe
body
it's
mass.
a good thing. Yeah, there's something.
It's
Because I wake exactly.
and then technique, obviously, like the
technique-
efficiency involved.
Yeah.
Not that you guys aren't efficient.
No,
You guys
but
all
it's just-
pull really well, but Nabil, I think, does kind of have like the most like
so
technical.
textbook.
Yeah.
I
It's almost like a leg
use-
press,
I,
honestly.
Yeah,
I
straight
use
up.
no back, minimum back.
Yeah.
The whole thing is me when I wedge in is just to bring my hips as close to the bar, and I just stand upright and I press down and I apply external pressure, but I press down. I feel my legs working. I don't feel anything in my back.
Yeah,
Like
super
my-
patient.
Exactly.
What you did yesterday is what I told you Liam's superpower is on deads, where
yep,
when you
yep,
grind,
yep,
99% of
yep,
people,
yep.
if that bar's not going to come up off the ground, you immediately see a torso dump and a hip up.
Yep, yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Whereas if that bar's not immediately going to leave the ground specifically for Liam, you see the chest come higher and the hips
And
come
then
even
force-
closer.
yeah,
and then
forward.
you're really under that weight and you go.
But I
and
did it,
that's- you
and
didn't lose it. It was
I
perfect.
didn't do it on purpose. It just happened to be,
No, I know.
I
It was
never
awesome.
do that, but yeah, that's what
awesome.
gets his power, and this is crazy. I mean, I'm 19, man. Where
No,
is he
you're not
going
19.
in 2 years? No, he is.
Yeah.
Oh
I'm
yeah, I
talking about
know.
Liam.
Well, what? So we got Liam. If you guys don't know, you're 19. Johnny, what? 22.
I just turned 22.
Just turned 22. Nabil, you're
23.
what? 23. Already deadlifting world record numbers. Where are you at as far as like you're 198, but you're still a junior?
So I actually weighed in 220 this time,
Oh,
not
okay.
filled out
Yeah,
220.
yeah.
I've been consistently. You're thinking 198 because
Yeah.
all my 220 mates I've weighed in at 201 and
Yeah.
202 and then 203. But this time we got up to 215,
Okay.
which was
You
great.
put on
Make
some
198.
size.
I could make
So you
198.
could make 198 with a
easy.
cut.
Yeah.
I'm eating over 6K to maintain 215. It's terrible.
Honestly,
Yeah.
that would be so cool if we cut down. We were in the same. division.
198 would
That'd
be
so
sick.
fun.
Yeah, but
That'd be
I'd
really
want you to bulk up. You can't be. He could cut down. He weighed in at 183.
You could cut that to
Yeah.
165s, honestly.
I
That's
should've-
crazy.
I should have cut to an like honestly, I could cut to. What do you think the lowest I could cut to? Like seriously, water cutting 24-hour
Oh.
man.
So what's your
Water cut?
walking weight?
Like 4 meat?
170. I mean, you walk around like what? 188.
I mean, he could 18
187.
pounds.
That's
20
that's pushing
pounds.
it. That's
Are you talking like
aggressive.
still performing well?
Yeah, like
I
not
mean-
not our.
175, 20 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! I don't even want to think about that.
I don't
20
want to think
pounds.
about that either.
I mean,
Because
I
I would
remem-
never do it. Like I'm not a big fan of water cuts. Honestly, like
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of cutting for a meat.
You're
Like,
already
thank
number
you.
one in what you do, so there's no reason for you to
yeah.
cut.
The most I'd cut is like probably 6 pounds. I think I'd cut 6 pounds. So that's why I'm thinking 82.5 next meet because I can make 82.5 and could probably do very well in the 82.5 class.
Well, you take the
for
all-time
sure.
drug test, or you have the potential to cross that 800, even. Because I don't think anybody, they're all trying, like Fortino, all that, they're all trying to pull over 8. You already did that, and you were like a pound off, and you're 19.
Yeah, well,
and
now
they've been
John's-
trying.
John's
said 904
Abner.
at 198. Which
Yeah,
kind
now
of
it's
And you're
boosts
19.
things.
no,
Yeah.
that's honestly kind of the motivation is like
Yeah.
now it's like I really want to pull 9 as a teen.
Yeah.
Like I know it's like so
It's-
much, but it's like
It's right there.
But it's
you
like,
you saw
why
how
not?
you saw
yeah,
right?
like,
Like,
I'm not.
why
I
not?
why not try? You know what I mean? Because it's like if I do hypothetically pull 9 as a teen, like that's like
you have
major
room to grow.
because I'd have like the all-time world record in the 198 class as a teen. But really, the goal is like 400 keys.
Yeah.
Whenever, as soon as I can. If 900 doesn't come
That-
right then,
that's
all right.
short term, right? What's your long term goal?
I feel like if you would just
Oh.
beef up the calories, get up to like 205, and then do a little cut into a meat, then you're gonna be fucking
Big
nasty.
I was
yeah.
200 at CNETs.
Yeah.
Oh really?
I was 200 pounds,
He
but
was
I
freaking out
was
about weighing
so
in.
much stronger at this meet when I
Yeah.
was
But
183.
leverage is that's
I
what
weighed in at
I'm gonna
194
say.
at CNETs. I weighed in
It's
183
the
now.
same thing. When I go up to 160, the most I weighted was 165. I couldn't deadlift as much.
Yeah.
When I'm 155, that's my sweet spot. That's where I can literally maximize my leverage.
155 being your sweet spot at 5'10" is insane.
I know,
5'9",
I know.
Like you are one of the only humans.
I think
that,
you
like,
could get up
that's the
to.
case for.
I think you could get up to 180s
So
and still be very strong.
there's still some
Yeah.
business I need to take care of in that weight class. Once it's
Seven.
done, exactly. Cross that 700-pound beer, be the first man to do it in that weight class, first human ever to touch that weight. Then I can just.
You already have the all time, right?
Okay. Yeah, but I want 7.
Is it tied or do you have?
tied number 1 spot? with,
What's your all-time record at?
683.
683.
Full raw power.
So what do you got coming up?
So I'm gonna do. So Travis is doing a meet that he invited me. It's in October. So hopefully, I'll get a shot there. But I think I'm ready because I keep successfully pulling 7 hook. So I'm gonna keep doing that, and then hopefully I'll put it on the platform a little bit more. My plan is to do 2 squat, 2 bench, 2 deadlifts, right?
Yep.
And after that, Micah is doing a very interesting meet called the Freaks Come Out at Night.
Yeah.
Because it's a night meet.
Yeah.
So basically, you weigh in at 6 p.m. and you compete the next day at 6 p.m. So essentially, for people that like training at night, it feel like a session,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So I do find it hard for me having a max load on my back early in the morning.
Oh,
I'm
dude,
the-
I fucking
I'm the-
hate it. I fucking hate it.
So it's for you
Kinda
guys
like it,
heavier,
honestly.
like you still
I don't know why.
be squatting around 10:30. I'm 9 in the platform. I'm the first guy.
Yeah.
First
Yeah,
flight
you're right.
with
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that's kind of like
That's true. I
So
missed the
I
rules
feel
meeting
like-
and stuff.
I feel like it's gonna be good. He's gonna do it at Exile, the gym. You should definitely check it out.
I know. I've been wanting to
It's
go
a-
there forever.
It's a
wanted to do that
museum.
meet.
Like he
We-
has like the craziest.
Is that the
thing.
first meet done at like 6 p.m.? Like at night? Like
Probably.
think so,
yeah.
yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think
I've
I've ever
never
heard of that. It's
Yeah.
definitely different. Like when I see a meet start at like Dan Campos, he's been like having meets start at like 10, 11, or even like noon sometimes, just because they're small meets. And he's like, why the fuck not?
Yeah.
I'm like, this is awesome. I'm like, I don't have to be
Yeah,
there till
right?
like 10 a.m. I'm
And
like,
the
this
live
is sick.
stream, you get so many more
Yeah,
people watching.
no, for
and
sure.
Think about what that changes for cutting.
Yeah.
Too. People like worry about
Exactly.
making weight
You
all day
wake
and
up
they get
in
to
the
go
morning.
to bed
Yep.
fed before the meet.
Exactly.
And
That's
wake
a
up and
big
see where
deal,
they're at. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Is
Game
that,
changer. And it's also a qualifier for the American Pro 2.0, which I talked to him, and they're gonna have next year tested and untested with requirements.
I like that. Yeah, he mentioned something like that to me, and I was like, yeah, I think that's a good idea. Like the American Pro, just the production that they had, and that's kind of what we wanted to get into here. But I feel like there's definitely room to grow both sides, tested, untested. There was already
sure.
people there, tested. Liam competed.
yeah.
Like
They
there was
don't care.
who else was there?
So-
I mean,
So
Well,
I knew I
Jawan
know a few
tested.
girls.
Jawan also
Jawan's
just
tested.
a lot
he
of
just did.
a lot of girls too that were
Yes. Yeah.
natural.
Yeah, I
and they
didn't
just-
know much of the girls there, but I didn't think like that many of them.
there's
Maybe
a-
on the Raps day, but I don't know.
No, there were definitely some like tested people in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what I was
either
thinking.
way, I feel like if they promote, hey, we're gonna have an actual tested day and an untested day, I feel like
I think
you'll
what's
get
cool
some
is
people
I-
to come
I
out.
didn't even know there was a test. To be completely honest, a tested WRPF.
Oh,
Yeah.
He
didn't
started
either.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because he's the president of the
That
Fed.
would be a
He started
big
it,
with
yeah.
the reputation that's coming off of this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
next year, if that were to be like a big thing, that'd be sick. That would blow up the natural
I
side
think
of
that
the
No, for
WRPF.
honestly,
sure.
I like the WRPF.
I love
I've
it.
only done that one meet, but I like it better than USPA.
Really?
Like maybe
It's
I'm
tough to compare. You're.
Well,
I would
you
agree.
were
If that was my
in-
only meet, I
Yeah.
would agree.
You were
Yeah, but I
in
guess
the
like I don't know, and the meets that I've watched from WRPF, like some of the other ones, like I'm just like they're so much smoother than some of the USPA meets, like the big USPA meets. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's,
No, it was smooth.
Yeah,
it was
I
great.
think-
Day 2, well, they had a little bit of sleep ups day 1, but day 2 went perfectly. Nothing
You're not
happened.
wrong at all. I think the biggest thing is the WRPF, like the way that I always treated it, right? Because I competed USPA, and I still will compete USPA.
Yeah.
But my thought process was I have to get strong enough in the USPA to kind of earn my stripes to go to the WRPF, because those are the meets that I've been handling
Yeah.
Brandon Striegel
Yeah.
for the past 2.5 years, just a freak of nature, and he's been hanging with the big dogs for a while. You know, those 3 big meets, you know,
Yeah.
Hybrid Showdown, the
Clutch.
Showdown, now
Now
Ghost
Clash.
Clash, and Kern and Raps. But whenever these 3 big meets happen, like the WRPF gets all their, you know, eggs in one basket, all their best heads around, and just really kill it. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
I think
I
it's
feel
just
like- yeah.
with having the crew that they had for this, like Micah, like he like puts everything into it. Like,
Let's not forget about Anna too.
oh, and Anna, yeah. I
course,
mean, like
yeah.
Anna's
They
got like
both kill
the
it.
production side, all of the like tech stuff that she's doing, putting on like an actual show. And then you have Micah. He's got good relationships with so many people to get so many like big name lifters involved.
Best
Making sure everything, energy wise, he's running around all day, every day. Like I'm like, dude, like
Bro,
I don't know how you're still
when
going.
you walked in the platform, it was like he's like, this guy is a kid. Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And I was like,
Well, he's in the Nabil
it's
2.0.
crazy. I don't even like. It's like crazy, like looking back on the video and like hearing what they're saying, because like you
Don't
probably
remember it
you don't
at
like you don't
all.
remember
Yeah.
any of that.
You're
I don't
so- you don't
remember
hear
it.
it. Ton of
You don't
vision.
hear anything.
Yeah.
You don't remember
Yeah.
anything. Like it's the weirdest. It's like the weirdest thing ever. Like I don't really remember the walk up to like 860.
well, you had
Just
you had your AirPods on. I had to save you, bro. You walked in with your AirPods, and I was like, dude. watch
Wait,
out.
did I, bro? Like I
There's a whole
kind of
video.
remember like you grabbing my AirPods, but dude, I was just like so locked down.
You
I
were
wasn't even,
you were in.
I wasn't even like thinking about having.
You don't
AirPods
notice
in.
anything going on. I
No.
lost my phone for 2 hours. The last 2 hours of the meeting,
Yeah,
I had no idea where my phone was. I was like, whatever.
So much
like, you know what I mean?
happened.
I gotta pay
Yeah.
attention.
No,
you
it's
know?
crazy. Like, you guys weren't back there before the 816 or whatever. Like, I was like freaking out.
I didn't
Wait,
see
the
it.
you could-
816 or 860?
816.
Okay.
Dude, like you could see like my like heart beating out of my chest. Literally, like
Really?
you could
Oh, that's
see
what
my
Kevin
single.
said. That's what
yeah,
Kevin
like
said.
no, it was like terrifying. Like dude, like Kevin had to like calm me down. I was freaking out. I don't know why. Like, cause I was like scared. Cause I was like that was like the first time like anything like any record that I really cared about. Like
Yeah.
the other ones was just like no, I'm just lifting. Like that one was like okay, I like actually cared about
Yeah,
that one.
you
I
had to
felt like that
execute.
before 806.
Yeah, like
in
that's why I was
December.
at the meet was to pull like to beat that
Yeah.
record
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
have the heaviest teen deadlift. Like that's why I was there. So like I was like freaking out, and then once I pulled that, I was like, all right, let's just go 860. Like
Yeah.
And he flew.
then you
I know.
Well,
that was,
You locked it. You locked-
damn.
that was
I was
crazy.
The
That-
first thing I said to Liam coming off that pole was, listen, you pulled it. You just can't say you pulled it, but you pulled
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
it's,
yeah.
that one hurts because it's like I know that I can pull 860 now. Like I'm like I can pull 860, and it didn't feel heavy. But like I don't even know what it was. Like I can't even like pinpoint like why I lost it. Like I think it's a mix of like a lot of things.
Yeah.
But like the whip at the top with that bar is like
wild.
so
Yeah.
extreme. I think it kind of came up, whipped, and then pulled back down, and it popped out. My pinky tore a little bit. My thumbs actually didn't even tear, which is
Yeah,
like
but-
everyone's like, "Oh,
No,
his
but they
thumbs
almost
like, terrible."
broke, yeah?
But it's
My,
like you.
yeah,
you
they feel like they felt kind of
Yeah.
broken.
Right.
Looks
Like
like
you-
there's just a
contusion.
super delayed whip on the kabuki bar.
It's
With
crazy.
like, and it's like as the heavier it gets, it's like almost the
Exactly.
more delayed it
Yeah,
is.
I mean,
feel
I've never
it's past a
experienced
certain
that
point.
weight on
Yeah.
the
You
bar.
say it's past.
It depends.
I barely experience it because my pulls are very like high sixes to
Yeah.
very low sevens. So I feel like once you cross like get close to 800, that's where.
I
Yeah.
think I first noticed like, okay, this bar is like different when I pulled 760.
Yeah, 771 is the number.
I
was
got
gonna
to
say.
760 and I was like, all right, this feels a little different. And then I went from in meet prep, I went from 760 to 804. Then 804, like, 804 is like my best pull I think I've had. Like even in the meet, like I think
I agree.
804 was like my technicality was so perfect on it that I didn't feel it.
You were good with that bar. Johnny had struggles though. The whole bar.
No. I don't even want to talk about that bar, man.
I think no. So
bar is a
here's the
speed
thing.
bump, man.
I think it's just bad timing for you was getting on prep right when you started using the bar because you
Yep.
didn't have time to play with your form. It was just all right. I need to go. I need to push the weight. Like the last week was your best pull.
Yeah, it was the first time I had a lot going on during this. I don't like to say this stuff on Instagram because it's like doesn't
everyone's
matter.
like, oh, here he goes
Yeah,
with the
and it's
fucking.
also
yeah.
like me. Like I don't want. I'm like it's
Yeah.
not gonna change anything. I still
Yeah.
have to do it. You know what I mean? But we moved. Like my family moved to Utah,
Yeah.
right? Which I didn't realize this would be like a thing. Liam was actually the one that convinced me it was like actually a thing. He's like get down to like earth, like sea level,
yeah.
because the house is at 7,000 feet. And I'm getting on this bar and just all this fatigue, moving stuff around and like all this asymmetrical engagement, all this weird stuff going on. And I get on this bar that I thought would help me so much with my pulling style.
Yeah.
All three of us, right?
Yeah.
Relatively vertical torso, hips super close, right? You can just get real patient and blah, blah, blah. And I just ran into this problem where this bar is just so whippy that on a Texas, when you wedge those hips in, once you pull that slack, you almost have all of it. You know what I mean? You have that full load. You go up, and there's no difference. On this, you move like an inch and a half, 2 inches, then you get hit by all that load. So I just kept getting dumped forward. And Liam, I think like 2 weeks out, we had a 3-hour call, and Liam was like, "Come to Philly for the rest of prep. Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, you're alone, you're in your basement, like, pulling, like trying to pull like 8s and stuff. You know, like get to a real gym, get a power build." And I was like, "Of course, I'm coming down." And then he told me to like space myself out. Like him and a couple other people told me to space myself out from the bar, and I did, and that helped a ton. I got through this prep. I'm surprised that 816 moved the way it did. It was my best pull on the bar, period. But I got through by the skin of my teeth on this. Yeah, for sure. It was supposed to be 400 keys this meet. Yeah. 400 kilos.
Yeah.
And then I made that prediction with the Texas. And then switched over to the Kabuki out of like, stuck with it out of ignorance and being like, oh, this is going to be perfectly fluid, if not help me. And then just, boom, like destroyed me. So I got to adapt.
I think if, looking back on yesterday, you shouldn't have, because I don't think you were strong yesterday compared to, how strong you usually are. But I think you should have waited a little bit and then pulled on a Texas, because I really want to see you pull on a Texas, because I want to see the difference in like, okay, this is how your tech is working on this bar versus this bar, and like how do we get you into the same position, because it's really just a positioning thing that I think we have to figure out completely, with like where the bar is going to bend comparative to like where you want to actually start your pull. And I think if we can find that really well on a Texas, like with your strength now. Like, we've seen you pulling it with, like, 700 pounds and stuff like that.
No,
like,
no problem.
Like,
I think I have the strength genuinely for anything between 860 and 400 keys on the Texas.
Yeah, I do too.
Right now. This is just, it's almost when I walk up to the bar, I'm like, okay, don't use all your strength, dude. Yeah. If you use all your strength, you're going to end up with your forehead in the ground. This bar is going to dump you into the ground. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's this weird balance. But I
had that issue the last week on prep, which was like... Like, I don't know what it was, but I just could not pull on that bar. Like, I took 705, almost dropped it, because I was like, didn't set my hook grip right. And then I think I went 783, and I almost fell over. My grip was solid. And then I went 848, and like, it was just a catastrophe. I got it, like, it flew off the ground, and then my hips came forward, and then it popped out, and I was like, oh my God, this is horrendous. And then I took it again, and it was just too much. I was just too gassed. And then I took 815 after that. Yeah. Just still got 815. That's why I was confident about it.
The fact that you how'd you like this bar? Have you tried it?
The Kabuki?
Yeah, on conventional.
Conventional? I mean, I don't know. I'm like a little indifferent on it. It feels okay. Honestly, it's definitely still different. I'm patient, so it's like, to be honest with you, like I always tell everyone, I'm like, I'd rather pull on a stiff bar. Like, if you're asking me deadlift bar, which one I like the most, I'd say Rogue. Because it's like a fucking stiff bar, you know what I mean? I'm like,
shortest, stiffest.
Yeah. Like, the Texas would then be next. Like, the Kabuki, I like it for what it is, kind of, but it's just, I don't know. Like, I don't feel like I really get that much from it or anything like that. Like, I don't know. I mean, I've pulled like 733 on a stiff bar when I was back like USAPL days. And then the most I've ever pulled on a deadlift bar is 744.
It's not.
So like I was literally just stronger when I did the 744. It's not like it's not like the bar gave me the extra 5 kilos.
Instagram really distorts perception.
Yeah. So
how that works.
I think actually, like, this is like an interesting topic because a lot of people disagree with it. I think
stiff bar, deadlift bar.
Yes, but I think a lot of the people who are like in the USAPL are like, oh, well, it was on a deadlift bar, like talking about my pool or like talking about other people's pools. Like, it's a deadlift bar. Like,
just do it.
I guarantee you, most of those USAPL guys get on a deadlift bar, they're not gonna pull it. It's
feel
like
worse,
it is harder to pull on a deadlift bar.
Yeah.
Like Johnny says the same thing. It is harder to pull on a deadlift bar. I've pulled high 7s on a stiff bar and I've pulled 8s on a deadlift bar. Like, I think I get a little bit out of it, but you have to know how to use it or you're just going to get destroyed by it. You have to be so much more technical. I think a lot of the guys can get away with having absolutely terrible technique on a stiff bar, and then if they were to try and apply that to a deadlift bar, they would just die. They would not.
Game over. Yeah, 100%.
I know of one puller, right, who I'm not going to name because there's no reason, but really strong USAPL guy, top 5 USAPL guy.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I was actually with him the first time we saw the bar. And we actually saw the bar for the first time together the first day at Surge to New Levels in Chicago. And we were there I was handling Liam at CNETs. And we were in Surge, and he's like, hey, is that the Kabuki? And I was like, yeah. He's like, can I pull like 4 reds? I think it was 5 reds or something, 595, 484. And he's like, can I take a, like a peek at it? Like, go pull it. And he, pulled it, and obviously it was super easy. Pulls like, eights. But he was like, this is a cheat. And I was like, yeah, man, I got to figure it out too. It doesn't feel like to me. And then he was just messing around with it like this last week. And he was smoking mid sevens pulls, kind of lower sevens pulls. And then that jump. Once you hit that 771, 780 barrier, it's a different bar. And he failed, I think 804 or 810, missed it like 7 times or something over 2 days because he couldn't believe he missed it on the first day and came back. It's tough.
Yeah, the heavier you could just see it with some of the guys that were pulling. Like you could like see this like odd like delayed whip.
Feels like pulling on a piece of string.
Yeah.
If it slows down at any point, it just comes up and then comes right back down. It's tough.
Yeah, I think that's like I've been to like a few brackets on the bar essentially now, and it's like honestly like 705. It's like all right, it kind of feels like a Texas. Then you get to 750, and it's like all right, this is a little different. You get to 8, and it's like okay, this is weird. And then you get to that mid 8s mark, and it's like
different story.
What is what is this thing? Like it does not. The difference like between pulling, I don't even know. My last warm up here was 783. 783 versus 848. It feels like you're on two completely different bars, not even the same thing. I don't even know how to really describe it.
I would say the exact same thing. That's exactly
Texas, I guess it's hard for me to talk about a Texas bar because I've only pulled like an idiot on it with plates. I've never
that's tough.
like the most I've pulled on in Texas was
You did the 850, right?
Yeah, but like with kilos and like hook grip, I think was only like 722.
You stopped the Texas,
but it's much more specific to not that right now you could put 722 on a Texas and just explode it. You know what I mean? But it's such a different thing. Like even here at the GBT meetup that we had, the GBT PWRBLD thing, I flew in for it. I missed my flight. Had to catch like a red eye flight at 5 in the morning.
Bro.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. I pulled literally the day before. I think 750 or something. Spent all night up on this flight, tried to check into the hotel. They said I couldn't check in, so I came straight here. You were just putting in the massage chair room, and you were like, you can sleep in there.
I was like, damn. Do you think Collin will let me sleep in the sofa over here? I was like, he will. But.
And then I see Jamal walk in, and Jamal's like, what do you got today? And I was like, damn it. Like, all right, like now I got to do something. And I was like, I'll pull. And just on the Texas, that was like really the only reason I'm bringing this up. This is like right when the bars switched. Yeah. Jamal was having like in the best. That's when he pulled a K like a couple times in a couple weeks and stuff. He hit that 905 or 904 triple here.
Yeah.
And then
he
destroyed it.
Yeah, it was like,
and then off of no sleep, exactly, no sleep and all this stuff, no meals. I pulled a 20-pound PR here for 827, and then like a week after that they switched the bars. And then me and Jamal were both just like we were talking. We were like, "Damn, this is tough. What are we doing?" Because we both had a harder time with it.
Didn't Texas also come out with a new bar?
Which was the most interesting thing to me.
Dude, it's great.
They have a new deadlift bar?
I tried it.
Yeah.
I tried it. Actually, that's the only reason I pulled because it was like 3 days ago.
Shiny,
it's great.
shiny.
Yeah.
Is it different?
Huh.
Like whip
like
wise?
the whip wise, no, I feel like it feels a little bit stiffer for some reason. I don't know if it's because the bar was brand new.
Yeah.
But the knurling, like the knurling is a little longer, so you can hook a little bit more in. And it feels a little bit different. Yeah, I like it.
You can hook. The difference is on that bar, you can hook a little bit closer, and you'll be on the knurling, which helped Jamal a ton. He loved it. And your shins, like the knurling ends sooner. So your shins aren't really on the knurling for the most part, which I found a little bit weird. But what I found the weirdest was Texas, after 50 years or whatever it's been, of the exact same bar, comes out with a new bar. Yeah. And the same time they come out with a new bar, the feds decide to switch to a completely different bar, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Untested by any athlete.
Crazy.
They bought that, they made that full switch before they had even close to enough supply to remedy the demand for just the feds, let alone for gyms.
I thought the way they rolled that out was horrendous.
I think
it was really bad.
It really hurt most of the athletes. Like I think their thought process was, this bar is going to bend more, it's going to whip more, and it's going to help people. And I think it's just like, it's almost too much. And like even like what the hell are they called?
The sleeves?
Like the sleeves,
collars,
like the collar,
end
the
of
sleeves.
They're
like so much thinner if you look at them, and like that just lets the plates shift in like this compared to the other one.
So
that's like the biggest thing.
That's so when I use it, I don't know if it's just me, but you gotta. For me, I'm able to like pull it with less slack if I literally clamp it very tight, right? And I want to have I don't want the plates to be this way when you like jack it back. I want the plates to be facing out, meaning when I pull the slack up, it'll be less whip, and it helps me. So I don't know if that works with you.
Well, it's the same amount of whip, but it starts like
exactly,
this.
because if you jack it and then the plates are just walking around, like moving around, when you pull the slack, you just, as you wedge in, you're gonna be shifting out of position because it's just too much.
You saw
slack.
me get puppeted
so
around
many
by that
times,
so many times. Because I was like, this is terrible. Because when the plates, when you drop it off the jack and it's like, you know, around 8, the plates literally naturally sit like this.
Yeah.
You know, because it's whipped, you know,
Yep.
so bend on the thing. It doesn't spin. So it freaked me out, right? Because when it's jacked like that and there's literally, it's forced, it's whipped, the bar's slightly bent, it doesn't move like at all. And I was like, damn. Like if I go to pull this off the ground and the plates want to move, I'm going to move with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I would pick up one side of the bar, get rid of that, but then the plates are all wavy, you know what I mean?
You gotta
It's
find a sweet spot.
You gotta like jack
gotta
it
do
up
a lot.
one side.
At a time.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
that's what we were
It's
doing.
tough.
If you're
Way
doing
to go.
over,
But
if you're going
it's not
over
like you're gonna
7.
walk in the platform when you compete. Hey, you gotta unrack. Like,
Yeah.
No, but
I want it this way.
Yeah.
I feel like they did a good job. Like me and Johnny talked about that the day before the meet. Like, why isn't anyone like pulling the bar? Like the bar's not like
Yep.
the bar isn't freely spinning inside of the sleeves, which is like a problem because then when you go to pull on it, it's just gonna rip the bar out of your hand essentially.
Yeah.
But like I didn't notice. I don't know if you noticed it, but I didn't. I thought it was perfectly fine when we were pulling.
It's meat day. I don't know.
Yeah,
It could
but
be an axle. I just
It could be. They could make a switch the bar from your first second, and you won't even feel.
Yeah,
it. You'll be
no.
like,
no idea.
You'll be like, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So
I guess
blind
that
walking
that
out
is
there.
kind of like the meat day. Like I wouldn't have noticed that. Like I don't know what the squat bar even looks like. I don't know what it feels like.
Yeah.
No
Yeah,
idea.
squat bar. The
You
kabuki
adapted
squat bar
pretty
I've only
fast.
seen in meat.
Which is crazy because you squatted a PR or you matched a PR. That was a PR.
No, that's PR.
That's-
Would you squat?
That's crazy.
I don't know, like 562.
Which is still nuts.
But it was kind of I haven't failed a squat in like over 2 years. Like not a single squat like on strength. Like I don't fail squats. And like 545 I took as my second and I was like, all right, we're only going 562. That felt like not good. And then it moved the same and I'm just like, all right.
I swear that's how it goes on squat though.
Yeah, sometimes.
At least for me, the first 2, I'm like, all right, don't gas yourself out, dude.
Yeah.
And then I get up to the third, and I'm like, power
That's when you have the
rack, and I'm
energy.
like,
Yeah.
exactly.
You like
Yeah.
take it serious.
Like,
You're
this
like,
has to be
It's crazy how you
light
can
on my
just
back off the
hype
unrack, you know?
yourself and just unrack that bar and you just automatically feels lighter. It's just
Second
psych-
squat
it's
is like the weird.
psychological.
I feel like it's kind of like the weird area where it's like, all right, first one you had like first squat you had all the nerves because this is your first attempt in the
You
meet.
get it in. you're in
Don't
the
bomb
meat,
out.
boom.
Don't have a terrible start to the meet.
Bro, can we talk about those bomb outs?
oh yeah. We get. Yeah. I mean.
No.
But then like the second one, it's kind of like, all right, I'm not as nervous because I just did this, but I'm also not hyped because it's the second attempt and it
Yep.
should be smooth. So it's like kind of like that weird area, like
in
I'm
between.
Not,
Gray area.
Salty
area.
about
It's like-
squats.
it's like,
Salty
oh,
about squats.
Oh my God,
It's
I
like
know.
you get the stress from the first, but then now you're in the second. You get the second, and it kind of feels awkward and weird, and you just say whatever, we'll go for a third. And
Yeah.
usually the third goes well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, even the Rondell was like, yeah, I don't know, that 545 didn't really move too good.
Yeah.
Like it moved like pretty bad actually. Like I looked at it and I was like, that was a pretty bad squat. And then 562 almost fell over, like walking it out, like because
Yeah.
the bar is I usually squat on a power bar and
Yeah.
like I did 2 squats.
Locking that into your back when you're not a 242 or
Yeah.
not a 5'6" and
Yeah.
220
It's a way
is
different.
weird, man.
Yeah, it's a little
And I have a
different.
super close grip, so when I unracked it,
Which
I
is
was
on the
like,
word.
I went
Yeah.
like this, and I
This
was
is the
like,
worst.
oh, okay,
Close
this
grip,
is not good.
squat
From a
bar.
mono, you don't really ever. I don't know if I've ever seen
We
you
were
squat
both
out of
in
a
the mono for
mono.
the first time a week out of the
Yeah,
meet.
Oh,
I
really?
don't even know how to
Yeah.
use that thing. I had to come up and ask, like, I'm like, all right, how do I like not
Yeah,
break this
exactly.
thing? Like, I don't know how to use it. Like, I was just like, all right, whatever.
I was like, Liam, you can adjust the straps, and I was taking apart all the links, and Liam's like, dude, you can just do this. It was like,
Yeah, like
so
we
many
looked like,
weird.
oh my god, it felt like I was a new lifter, like trying
Yeah,
to figure,
exactly.
trying to figure
Yeah.
out. I felt like the first time I came to Power Build and I was trying to figure out how to use a combo rack, it felt like that.
Yeah.
Except the combo rack is more
Exactly.
straightforward.
Yeah.
Remember that.
I was like,
The mono is definitely a little more unique, but the nice thing about the mono is like you always have a place to squat because most people are also scared
Yeah.
of it, so
Yes,
they're like they
yeah.
never want to
They're
fucking
like,
use it.
that's way too big.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
wanna do-
that's
yeah,
how
yeah,
I
yeah.
got used to it.
Yeah.
It's either like somebody's on it for 3 hours, or
Yeah, yeah.
nobody's- I feel like a lot of the guys who use the mono are just like take their time on it, which is like, all right, it's cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
they
they'll
also
be on
don't
it.
have
Or
anybody
you
lined
just
up,
know
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're like,
Or
all
you
right, I
just
got my
know
day.
you- like,
Yeah.
You just know you
That was
don't
great.
belong there, and you just leave it for the other.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not pushing, you know.
So what did you guys think of the standard, like as far as WRPF, big meet, a lot of world records? Judging, yeah.
The most world record broken.
I think those were probably day 2. I think the judging was very good.
So that's what I was going to say. So day 1, things were, what I will say, out of all the WRPF and big meets I've been to, that was hands down the best WRPF judging I've ever seen on a wrapped squat and bench. All the depth calls were literally perfect. It was amazing. Even though that, maybe a big name was about to bomb out, they didn't give those gifts, you know what I mean, on squat and bench. And then Deads came around, and man, was I screaming at the TV in the Airbnb.
Yeah.
I was losing my mind with Liam. I was like, what is going on right
we
now?
were kind of... It got to the point where I
tired.
looked at some of those deadlifts, and I was just like, all right, so I guess I should just like soft lock out every deadlift. And like then I went up because I was like, I can't look at this anymore. And I took a shower, and then I hear him screaming downstairs. And I'm like, did someone just like beat Dan's record or something? Dan, and he's like, dude, this is the worst judging I've ever seen. And Garrett's like freaking out on the TV.
Yeah,
Like,
man, Garrett and Andrew.
Yeah, the Garrett and Andrew
He
thing.
was just doing his job and being honest, and he treated a lot of people.
Yeah, but Garrett.
I will say, Garrett is pretty fair. Like
he's fair.
He's
He is
actually
fair.
harder on the people he likes.
Dude,
Yep,
Garrett
yep.
and Angelo are the 2 best. That's like dream team commentator
Yeah.
for powerlifting. They did hybrid, or actually Garrett was running hybrid, but they did Ghost together, and then they did this together
Did
with
you
this
guys have
A1
nationals
digital live stream team, and it is insane. The thing with Garrett, like maybe some people don't like the way that he says certain things, but I have never seen him be wrong. I've never seen him call.
That's the thing.
poorly.
People
He's
don't like
perfect.
him because he's always right.
Yes.
He's always
I feel
right.
like I feel
He's
like
always
no,
right.
I feel like Garrett is right, but I feel like it's the way he goes about
Oh,
things.
100%.
Which is
Yeah, because he's an animated
Yeah, of
guy.
course.
He's like
Yeah.
loud.
Yeah,
like
they-
Garrett's
because
one of my
some
best
people-
friends.
Some people
It's-
can't
it's
take
like-
his
he
comments.
calls me
that's all.
he calls me Dahmer.
Dahmer.
He says I look like Jeffrey Dahmer. I'm like, all right. okay,
That's
bro.
fucked up.
There were
That's so fucked up.
It's like such a I don't even know.
But you were there for the Andrew thing, right? I know. So Sue sends me this video of like Andrew House, right? Like that's his last name, right?
Yeah,
House,
something like that.
or something like
He
that.
took
like-
it too personal.
I know, and like I'm like there was a couple guys there, but I seen like Nabil's like the one in front of him. Like, don't take it personal. Don't take it personal.
Yeah.
I'm like Nabil, this
You're
guy
about to
could
get-
possibly
he's gonna
frisbee
go-
you across the room.
You're
Like,
about to die, bro.
Honestly, I would have just
pounds.
I would have just like been like, yeah, somebody else can deal with this. I'm gonna leave it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm
Andrew's
glad
like
I
a
was there.
fucking grizzly
He's
bear.
a house.
Like, yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
he was old, man. That guy's
He's a-
Oh yeah, he's not
24
that
years
old. Yeah, that's
so you
crazy.
look at you
Really?
put the picture of him
24
and you
years
put a picture of me,
crazy.
and we're just a year apart.
That's
Think of that.
wild.
What's weirder? I mean, Derek, you and Derek.
Also, Derek,
Derek.
Same age.
I have a
Derek,
picture
yeah.
of Derek.
Derek's
Derek
the man, dude.
Yeah.
Derek's the
Derek
man.
the man. He
Derek's
the
just
man.
He's
proved
22.
everyone.
I've mixed feelings.
23?
23.
He's
I think
22.
he
called
just
it- yeah.
don't even
Yeah.
get into that. By the way, I talked to him in person about that because we had dinner.
Yeah.
Me and Derek the last night. Me, Derek, Rondell, Ashton,
Yeah.
and Dawson, and Kevin all had dinner, and we were talking about this stupid little rift on King of the Lifts, and Derek was directing something at King of the Lifts. It just happened to be on Liam's post. But Derek's genuinely, I did not expect him to be who he was in real life. That guy's the absolute man.
He is
Like
the
such a
yeah.
cool dude. He also looks like, sometimes in Instagram videos on his Q&A, it looks like he's like 35 or something.
Oh yeah,
You know?
yeah. I
'Cause
honestly
he's-
thought he was like, I thought he was mid-30s when I first
Yeah.
came across
right?
him.
He's a junior.
When I seen Junior something, I was like, what?
He just imagine.
Dude, you can't tell anymore. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Dude's fucking huge.
Josh Ryan.
But then in person, his face is a lot more babyish.
In
It is
person,
more
yeah,
babyish.
in
that
person.
He has a mask
menacing-
mustache.
that
Well, like
menacing
if he
handlebar.
shaves the mustache, and
Totally
even
different
even
thing.
like the long hair, I feel like makes him look a little long or a little older. He would actually look kind of younger if
Yeah,
he
and the
didn't
fact that
have
he's
like
6 foot and
Yeah.
he's
265
like
pounds. He's
yeah, he's built like a
humongous
fucking
human.
full
Is he
grown.
really that big?
Dude, we
He's
were
big,
training.
dude.
We were training in the shop, and there was a point. Me and
He
Rondell were
took off
doing
his
weighted
shirt
pull-ups.
and we're like, dude, what?
I turned around and I just like caught a glimpse of him, and I literally stared at him for like 5 seconds. He had his AirPods and he was staring at me, and I was like, "That is just a humongous human being."
Yeah, he's a pretty big
He's a
dude.
huge dude. He's like a gorilla
Yeah.
tank.
I
But
guess honestly, Jamal's pretty big, and he's cutting down from like honestly a similar weight. And
Jamal
they're like,
Browner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
they're
Jamal
like-
Browner, right now, this is the lightest he's been at any prep. He's 241 right now.
What?
He won't have to cut
Yo.
at all for this meet at Pro Raw. I don't know if I was supposed to say that, but he is in a great
man.
spot.
But he's in,
weight-wise.
because
You heard it here first, folks.
It's because he trains like corrupted. He sweats like 10 pounds of water
Yeah,
every
the
day.
Texas
Passed
humidity,
out, man.
the Houston humidity. Yeah.
Yeah. Every time I see Sean down there, he's just like covered in sweat.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know how
No,
you train
yeah.
like that.
We were there like at night, and it's like even at
Yeah.
night, it's just like super
I
humid.
wouldn't
Like
be able to stay.
my old joints were loving it, but other than that, it's
I
it's
passed out in the bathroom there. Literally, yeah, I passed out. I woke up. It was the one time I've been there. There was Hurricane Irma. You should still go to Corrupted Strength. Okay?
Oh
This is
no,
not
yeah,
that kind
awesome,
of
place.
thing.
Awesome place.
But we were evacuating Hurricane Irma from New Orleans. I went to school at Tulane.
Yeah.
Beginning of the year. And it's supposed to be like a 6-hour drive distance-wise, but there's one highway, I-10, from Louisiana to Texas, so it took 20 hours to get there.
Damn.
So I drove 20 straight hours and then was like, damn, it's Tuesday. I got in the car. It was Monday. Like, I got to train. So I went into Corrupted.
A day later, he was driving for a day. You realize this is the next day. I gotta train.
Well, I saw Russ, and I wasn't with GBT. I was with GBT for probably like 5 or 6 months with their, clothing.
Yeah.
But I hadn't met Russ or like known anything about GBT yet, and I was like, oh damn, look, Russ is all right. I got to do something,
Yeah.
So I go and load up the bar, pound plates. I'm like, yeah, let's do this. Let's rip 900 today, and got up to like 495. It felt like genuinely what I would imagine 900 pounds feels like. I went to the bathroom and I was like, I gotta, splash my face with water and chill out a little bit. And then I woke up in the bathroom like 2 hours later and was like, all right, I gotta. That's
Jeez.
it. Like, I gotta go sleep. I'm done. But it's no joke, man. It was like 109 in there in
Yeah.
the summer. It's gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have AC, I don't think.
No.
They
So
don't have
those
water
are like
fountain.
conditions I like. The only thing I don't like, I just
Get
can't
that. Yeah,
hold
you
on
get
to
that.
anything.
That's the thing. If you can hold on to a bar
I will be
in
s-
corrupted strength,
I'll be fine.
you can hold on to a bar anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Maybe I should train there. So drop deadlifts anymore.
It's okay. This is a newfound issue. It won't be. hard
Yeah,
to
I feel
fix.
like for the most part you're locked on. I think that new number,
think
end
it's-
of a meet,
Yeah, I think honestly, I just got I think my actual strength progressed so fast, my grip didn't have time to catch up.
Yeah.
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 Like I've never,
Never
up
had
until
Hands
March,
also,
the most
that's
I.
a big thing because I don't have that. I mean, my grip comes when I rip.
Yeah.
But my hands are so. You know what I mean? Like I never have that problem where I'm outgrowing that.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Have
It's
you
like-
guys ever trained grip specifically?
When I was younger.
No.
Yeah.
For like grappling and stuff.
Doing
like
any of the
that.
Abner
Yeah,
shit?
That's something I would like to do. Though.
I think
You
I
don't
should.
do it either?
I think I need to start doing it.
I don't, but I would definitely want to try it. Like
It's really fun.
just grip,
honestly.
just having a few pair of grippers at your house and just,
Grippers, static holds.
Yeah.
I feel like farmers carries are like the
Farmers
go-to,
carries.
man.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do farmers
There
carries,
was,
your grip's going to be
Ed
crazy. Your
Cohn's-
traps are going to be fucking nutty,
Ed
too.
Cohn's go-to were the like
do that.
unilateral suitcase carries.
Suitcase
You just
carries are
put a
great,
bar
yeah.
down,
That's
pick it up,
actually
Yep.
what
30 seconds, a
Pete
minute.
Robish did a video about you, like I said, and he advised you to buy some grippers and work on a grip.
Yeah, I think
Static holds, dude, honestly. Like farmers carries are basically moving static holds. Like,
Yep. Yeah.
that's going to be your best bet.
Yeah, no, I think it's weird because I was having a grip issue for a while on a stiff bar, and it was like the technique of my hook grip, and now it's like I don't know what it is. Like it's hard for me to pinpoint.
also
Like
it's
before,
way
I
more
knew it
weight.
was technique because it was every time I'd pull, I could just feel my thumb slide down, and I could feel the bar move in my hand, which should not be happening when
Yeah.
you're pulling hook grip. And I was like, I fixed it. And 727, I failed literally. I paused 727 a few months ago, back. I don't even, probably
Before CNATs?
Yeah, it was before Nate's.
So it's probably like 4 or 5 weeks out from CNATs.
No, I think it was. No, you know what I think it was? I think this was in December actually. This was
Damn.
last December. It
Wow,
was
okay, a long time ago.
Yeah, and I failed 727, paused just like I failed 860. It just got to the top right as I was locking out, popped out. And I was thinking, I was like, all right, how do I fix this? Went down and I tried to pause 727 again, probably 2 weeks later. I popped out right when I started pulling. I was like, all right, I'm just going to do this. Tried one thing and it just worked. And then I paused 750 the next week, perfectly fine. And I held it. And then I hadn't had any grip issues. And then 848 in training was
Yeah,
good.
but you know what? It's not even like CT said, a new number, right? It's not really just a new number just because the way that kind of me and you kind of share this, where meet to meet, we've been able to specifically for the dead, obviously, add quite a bit to that number, you know, and it's almost like moving into a whole different range of numbers, you know, going from like, okay, just cracked 8, now mid 8s, you know, and now going close to 9. And, you know, just that build up, there's got to be, the shoe's got to drop at some point. And the fact that it's grip is pretty awesome, you know? Where it's not like, all right, now I actually got to get stronger.
No, yeah. I mean, if it's going to be something, I'd rather grip than just strength. Knowing your strengths outclassing your grip, that's not a terrible thing.
In mid 8s, you know, if you're
grip
talking
can get better really quickly.
My first 800 pull, like in a meet, was that meet, and then my also first like above mid 8s pull was also in that meet. It's like weird because like before the most I'd pulled in a meet, most I'd pulled period, like actually pulled was 777. Like, well, not in training, like in a meet though, I guess.
And the heaviest before that was also almost a PR, and that was what, 750?
No, dude, my meets went 722, which was in USPA, and then we had that weird like qualifier meet there where you pulled 705. But that was just not like an actual meet. That was a meet so I could qualify for Standouts. So 722, 777, 815 or 816.
Oh, I meant the poll before. What was the last week before 777? The last heavy poll of that prep.
Oh, 750.
And that was a PR on a stiff, yeah?
No, I'd pull at 750.
Damn, I was really wrong about that.
No, yeah. So usually
the high expectations are, you know.
Are you gonna stay in the USAPL?
Dude, honestly, after that meet, like it's just like I'm gonna go back to the USAPL, and like I'm still in the USAPL testing pool for all the people saying that I went to the dark side. I'm gonna, bro. Like it doesn't make sense.
Isn't it more fun?
It's so much more fun.
What I would
that
do,
meet is like like. I don't want to compete in any other meet after doing that one because it's like
it
was so good.
I told you this
it
would
was
happen.
just so good.
Yeah,
like
you got the strongest dudes in the world in one room, and you're lucky enough to be invited to be, which is exactly how I felt at this meet. Lucky enough to be considered one of them. You know, we're not up here on there, but we're in the room. You know, and that's all I've been trying to do since I started the sport. If you're trying to do this whole 9 before or 400 keys before teen thing, right? You only have a finite amount of time before you turn 20. If you were to spend maybe the next 2 meets, just USPA or WRPF at big meets, then go back to the USAPL when you're 20. Anybody who's saying, oh, he took gear, look at his bench and look at his squat versus his past couple meets. It's not like his bench went up 50 pounds and his squat exploded.
I'm also still being drug tested. Like out of I get out of meet tested by USAPL.
Did somebody show up here for you?
No, they didn't show up.
Oh, damn. We really bet they would.
Somebody showed up here for somebody the other day.
Damn.
Never mind.
No, I
don't get in some trouble.
I think they found whoever they were looking for.
Oh, we found
I can't remember who it was.
Debo?
No, it wasn't Debo. He would have definitely said something.
Who is a high class
USAPL showed up?
Yeah. It was like, I think that Cooper guy, like spiky hair guy. You probably have seen him at some of the meets maybe. He's at like all the big meets.
Me too.
Shit. I don't know, but I didn't even know about it until like literally 2 days ago. They're like, yeah, this guy showed up at the gym, and I was like, oh, really?
But it's very, very, very selective.
Oh, dude. When I was at Warhouse, they showed up for me 3 different times. They showed up for Dana twice. They showed up for Corey Brown. And I mean, I love Corey and everything, but he's not like superhuman strong. He's not like going to be winning nationals or anything. Dude, I feel like they like target specific like gyms or like groups or like.
I'm really surprised. Like I was talking to Johnny about this. I was like, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if USAPL was at this meet. Like I wouldn't because
specifically you and Jawan, because Jawan's talking about going back.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, all right, dude, let's make sure here.
USAPL follows me on Instagram too, so like.
Oh, they're watching.
Yeah, like they see my training and like they know like, okay, this kid just got on a deadlift bar. Okay, this kid just did an untested meet.
Yeah.
Like
big untested.
They're welcome.
Big untested. So like that's I don't care if they come test me. It's just like it's like I was almost expecting that they would come like right after. I was like, all right, I'll probably get drug tested if not at the meet within the like week following. And I guess we still, you know, not a week out yet. You know, it takes time for them to do that. Like after CNATs, I didn't get tested at CNATs. I got tested after CNATs. It was probably a week and a half later. Yeah, when I got back to Penn State, they showed up to my dorm. I got a call and he's like, "Yeah, I'm outside your dorm right now." And I'm like, "This is gonna be really awkward doing this test in this bathroom."
Man, if they tested you after CNATs and they don't show up in the next couple days.
So are they just-
I hope they don't
question
show up
their
tomorrow because
validity.
I have a 12-hour shift. That's going to be really awkward for me to explain. Like, yeah, you're going to have to wait.
Yeah,
Do
drop the
do
hot
they
tub
at
and
least
go
look
pee.
professional when they show up? Or they just look like regular people? Just
No, like they got like their USAPL shirt on or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like honestly, I don't even care about it. But like, I just don't want to fill out the paperwork. Like, I just hate doing paperwork, and that's all. Like, it's like you have to go pee in a cup, but then you have to fill out like all this paperwork and do all like the sticky things with the bags,
Oh my
like the
God.
seals on
Yeah,
them.
like
And, like they
5
can't touch
different
themselves.
stickers.
Yeah.
It's like different stickers. It's like, all right, do this sticker. Now this sticker has to be put on this spot. I'm like, all right, can you do that? Like someone's paying you.
I don't really like that WADA testing. Like they have substances that are not enhancing, like for example cannabis and stuff, and I'm like,
No,
you really
out of
think that would
season.
actually
So
help
they
you?
have. If you
Like-
look at,
I was gonna say this was a big caveat.
Unless they,
you look at USAPL's testing,
Mm-hmm.
they have a label for in meat and out of meat.
Oh, okay.
So cannabis, all that stuff. Like if you smoked weed, you're not gonna pop. DMAA, I think you're good. I don't take that anyway. Long
On meat
story
day?
behind that.
Or off season.
No,
Off-season,
off
out
season.
of
So
season.
like out of season, you can smoke weed, take DMAA, do all that. I think it's really just anabolics they're testing for and like all
Yeah.
that sort of stuff. But like in meats, then yeah, you can't smoke weed. But
Yeah.
from what I've heard, because I talked to the guy about this,
Copious amounts.
you would have to like be smoking a joint on the platform.
Yeah, literally.
Like it's like the level they have is like
Dude,
you
that
would have to be
dependent, you gotta
stoned
smoke.
at the meat to fail a drug test.
Aggressive.
for it.
You have to be. That's what I've
Like,
heard too.
yeah.
Same with
Okay,
I actually
guess
think
that's
I actually have
fair.
heard that the DMAA like testing, like I've heard of kids taking DMAA at USAPL meets, like that didn't know.
Why? What an unintelligent move.
but those people are probably too weak to even get tested.
Yeah, you know, I
That's
think
what I'm saying.
And
you're like-
honestly, I don't even think it helps people that much. Like some people,
No.
like it hurts
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
If I
Yeah,
take
the
it,
thing
the
is,
crash,
like,
the
what
crash
people-
though too. Like
What I
You go
think
like that,
is
but you
so
die.
distorted is like, you know, the old Jack memes and
Yeah,
stuff on
yeah.
Instagram and YouTube
Yeah.
that you see everywhere, and people think that it's just like, oh, it used to be in pre, you know what I mean? But there's a reason it was made illegal, you know, like it was literally, you can't buy it. Like the
Yeah.
most popular dark energy, and I'm not saying I don't take, I use it for sure on occasion, and it helps
Yeah.
me a ton.
dark
It's-
energy, the pre.
It used so dark energy
Yeah.
was the most popular,
I used to
and then
love
they
that
got
shit.
they got
Well,
destroyed. You know
yeah,
that?
Julius was using.
Julius,
he
yeah,
had
Julius.
a bottle right
Julius
there.
has a
I was like,
serious.
"Whoa."
You need to talk to Julius. Julius has a serious problem, bro. He put what?
I mean, the
19
guy works
different
12-hour
threes?
shifts and he trains
oh
at like
man, I don't know if you
12.
remember this, but at Conchi, Julius got all of the pre's,
The DMAA.
all
priest.
of the pre's from the thing, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna put a little bit of that one in there, a little bit of this. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? And it's like brown, like a water bottle full of brown liquid, and he's like,
You're
dude, I'm gonna
drinking
have
death.
such a good workout, and he's like, you want a sip? And I'm like, dude, no, I don't want to die. And he just like slugs it back, and I'm like, yo.
He mixes Monster and Fairlife.
No.
Okay,
No,
I'm
no,
not
no,
gonna
no,
lie.
no, no, no.
I'm not gonna lie.
No, don't. Please, Liam, bro.
Okay, hear me out.
Yo.
You gotta hear me out though.
You just sac-
If you go on my TikTok and scroll back to last year, there's a video of me putting pre-workout and like strawberry pre-workout, strawberry 110, in a vanilla Fairlife, and like it tastes like strawberry milk.
I'm not
It's
with that.
strawberry.
I'm not with that
I mean,
at all.
I feel like the
I feel like the
Disgusting.
texture of the milk.
the different
would kind of
ingredients.
ma-
Strawberry milk though.
Yeah.
No.
So
Yeah,
that-
What if you put like the Nesquik
Yeah,
powder
but
in?
who also
like,
wants
It's
to
not-
drink like milk before they train?
Yeah,
I
that's
had
what I
a
mean. I'm
stomach
like,
full
why
of
are you
milk.
even
Yeah.
drinking
No,
Fairlife
it's like
before
one
you
of those
train?
baby-
Like,
That's
one of
like
those-
after training. Yeah.
But like no, I had to hit my protein for the day. Like I wanted to feel strong. I,
mean,
wanted to be
damn.
recovering while I was lifting.
To each their own. It's just definitely you couldn't pay me.
Oh no, I'm not.
yeah.
Like I left out the part where I felt extremely sick after.
I was gonna say.
got it done though.
Yeah, I got done.
Hit the
Exactly.
protein
Yeah.
intake.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
What do we got? What do we got as far as some of the other lifters that competed there? Like who do you think was a standout? Maybe outside of you
There's
guys.
a lot.
So
Yeah, there's a lot, but like
There's
so
one-
many people.
Number one, I gotta say, I mean, Danny Grigsby.
Of
right?
course.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was,
yeah.
Dan
To
is-
me, that was the most special moment I've experienced in powerlifting at any meet that I've competed at or handled at or
untouched
even
territories.
seen. I've never seen. I mean, number one, 3 attempts over 1,000 pounds.
I know.
Up until
you got
6
also-
months ago, that
you
wasn't.
gotta know that all those 3 lifts were all-time records.
Yeah.
You
That's
broke
what
the
I'm-
all-time
yeah.
is. Oh, this is-
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Up until 6 months ago,
Is-
1,000 pounds wasn't a thing until
Yeah.
he pulled 1,025, and then his second was 1030,
1,040.
and then I told him, if you went 500 kilo after that 1030, it at least would have come off the ground.
It would have flew.
You probably would have finished it. And he's like, I know, but everybody's been saying deadlift specialist for so long. 1075 is what secured 2300, which is what he's been after for so long. But I've never been in a room, powerlifting wise, besides maybe comparable to, I wasn't in the room, but Jamal's 972 at hybrid. That was like
huge,
the same kind of energy. Everybody's on their toes.
Like,
everybody's, Dan, Jamal. Like, it's crazy. That was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen, and it didn't even move, and there was that much hype. Everybody was like, it's insane.
You were, Did you go up to Dan after that and look at his hand?
No, I didn't see his hands right after.
Tore here.
It was it was
just, here and there. It was
there
like
was
5
no
layers,
skin
like,
on any part of his hand
it was
there.
just
it was like, because I walked up and gave him a hug after, and I look at my shirt and there's blood on my shirt after. I was just like, okay, it is what it is.
It's Dan's blood. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's like if you went up and pulled his thumb, pulled down his thumb. It's like you would have just pulled all
his
the
hand was
like it tore here,
wow.
not up here on the thumb. It was crazy.
I don't know. He told me it's like another week and you'll be fine. I'm like, dude, if I tear like this, it'll take me 2 months to recover.
Yeah, Dan. I mean, Dan, obviously number one to me. Derek, right?
Yeah.
Derek shut everybody up. The whole thing where he talks his trash and he does his thing, and usually he's not wrong. He's just harsh, kind of like a Garrett thing. You know what I mean?
Jawan.
But then the two things where you don't compete at big meets and you only do reps,
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, I'm going to go to the biggest untested meet, and I'm going to do it sleeved, and I'm going to take the all-time world record, which he did.
With only 5 attempts.
Yeah, exactly, which I want to see Jamal so badly come back and take that back in a couple weeks.
I'm just going to do whatever it needs to.
What did he squat?
821.
820.
On pretty much, I don't want to say one leg because it wasn't one leg, but he was limping like a madman walking in there. He had major patellar tendonitis in his right leg, which is why he didn't push squats. He probably could have squatted 860, 870 right there.
That's what I was expecting from him.
But his
he
leg,
just
that was
took a
it.
second. It was like, that's all I need,
casual 820.
He was like, I'm
play it
going to
safe.
do that. I'm going to press
820.
5 and I'm going to pull 9. And that's all time, right?
That's what he did.
Yeah.
And then he went for 9. He wouldn't have had to. I mean, if you think about it, right, John, that whole third pull that Derek loaded, that 947,
he just
which was ridiculous. He loaded it to match John's total. But if he actually had a healthy knee and could have pushed that squat up 50 pounds, which he can do by the looks of it in training, he would have been right there. Which is insane.
Yeah,
it's a huge different thing. But Derek, Zach Myers,
Zach Myers,
Jawan.
Total 1950 at 179.
Yeah,
that's
179.
dude.
I'm like, he's like,
bro.
Say you want, but he's like natty. Like
he's natty,
very natty.
He's very much
natural. He's gonna go back to USAPL, and it's like that's gonna be.
Class? So he's gonna be. It's gonna be against.
I don't think it will be. I think Russ
will go out if he sees him.
I think
so he's like, I'm not competing against him, because he knows he could have squatted 8 that day. 760 moved like he had 30 pounds.
No, I don't know about
I think it's crazy because like you could talk people talk about me and it's like, okay, I get stuff out of the deadlift bar, like the deadlift bar and all that stuff. Like his deadlift doesn't carry his total. So
exactly.
If he pulls on a stiff bar, he's still going to pull a very similar number to
it's his worst lift.
Anything he's ever pulled. And it's like his squat might honestly be better on a stiff bar.
It will be
probably
better.
Is.
And his bench going to be the same. It's the same
so
thing.
So it'll be around the same total.
Well, so bench is like 5, right?
Yeah.
Well,
the biggest thing.
529 bench press.
I was going back
training with like 518.
I was going back and forth with Marcellus on this actually like 2 days ago on my story. Because it came up. I don't know how it came up, but Jawan versus Russ. And I've actually had this debate like a couple weeks in a row where, Russ is a super impressive lifter, of course, but his total hasn't really changed much over the past, 4 or 5 years because it hasn't had to. Nobody's been on his heels like that. But, he's huge on social media. He's got these awesome companies, Corrupted, GBT, all this stuff. Jawan works at, I think, like a Honda dealership and goes home and squats world records in his living room.
Yep.
It's a different thing.
It's a different thing.
It's squats 760 in his living room, benches 5 in his living room, all at 179, 180. And the one big difference when you are comparing it, right, is the fact that Jawan does have a 24-hour weigh-in and Russ has a 2-hour weigh-in.
Yeah.
But if he were to go over like that, Jawan is somebody who I personally believe deadlift is hurt by the deadlift bar. He's very tense. He's very muscly, jerky, kind of on the deadlift. The stiff bar, even if it were to take some pounds off his total, it would make his pull more consistent meet to
2 hour
meet.
weigh-in will never take off over 100 pounds in total.
No, 100 pounds. No.
Impossible. So that's it.
What's Russ's best total?
1840.
It's 1840?
Yeah, I think it's
1840?
1849 or something
That's
like
what I'm
that.
saying.
And
So
Jawan
I
did
don't-
what?
1950 or something.
Yeah.
Close.
Yeah. And that's like bench.
It's tough. It's like hard to. The only reason that a lot of people, in my opinion, on social media try and make the argument for Russ because Russ is such
Russ is
an
Russ.
iconic guy in the sport. You know what I mean? But that's kind of my favorite part, or one of my favorite parts about this sport, is it's so objective. You know, like when you hear this guy's such an insane powerlifter, the first thing I do, open powerlifting search. I'm like, oh, I know exactly how good he is. It's right here. You know, and Jawan is objectively, numbers-wise, just a better powerlifter. That's not taking away from anything for Russ,
Absolutely
but
not.
I don't expect Russ to want to go head to head and try and hype it up as a battle with Jawan, when in all likelihood, objectively, he's gonna get swept.
Not to mention, Russ also said he's taking time off for like
He's doing a
Bodybuilding.
bodybuilding show.
So that's the biggest thing. It's like, well, bodybuilding is like super taxing to your strength if you get
of
super
course.
lean. And like if he's not really focusing on powerlifting, it's like, all right, well, is his total going to go down? Or even if it doesn't go down and it stays, even if it were to level out, it's like Jawan's not going to deadlift 600 because he's on a stiff bar.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like
no,
it's not
never,
going to happen.
never.
Like he's still going to probably pull 7, and it's like his total's right there. Then it's like
Especially
more.
if Russ is natty. You know, if you're cutting like that and really drying out for a show, and
It
I'm
would
not
take
speaking from a
so
place of
much.
experience, I just, follow bodybuilding and all this stuff. These guys who are natty, might start out at 200, 210 pounds, end up being 165, 160 on stage, lean like
Yeah.
that. It's the guys who are, really pumping gear and stuff that maintain a lot more of their strength and
Yeah.
size and fullness. If Russ is natty, it's going to take a lot out of him.
To come back, yeah.
I don't know.
But that was his plan, So a year ago, he already is
course.
like, I'm gonna do this national thing.
It'll be
and
very
I'm gonna do a
interesting.
show after, and then I don't know what's after.
I don't know. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
it'll be
sick.
interesting. I would love to see some of the crossover there. I mean, if Jawan goes USAPL, I wish like some of the USAPL people would come over to like some of these bigger meets. It's like, guys, like listen, who the fuck cares what the Fed is? Like go to where the competition is and meet there.
Thank you. That's exactly what I was talking to a super strong USAPL buddy of actually both of ours, who just got the deadlift bar, the Kabuki deadlift bar, and we've been talking to him about it for like months. And he's a big deadlift enjoyer, as we are. It makes up definitely the majority of his total. And he was like, dude, after seeing you do it and Liam do it, like, I think I'm going to head over there and, maybe do a meet. Like, why not? There's no point in not doing it. I was talking to Rondell and Bob, actually, when Bob was here.
Yeah.
I was like, you guys, like, the one thing that has to happen here is not the whole USAPL collide with, untested, but you need you, Rondell, Bob, Petrie, and Ashton to come to one untested meet. And I think the American Pro V2 would be the perfect place to do it when you have a tested side and an untested side under the same standards, under the same lights, on the same bars. That would be very interesting. Rondell's in shooting range of the 275 untested world record.
But trust me,
Ashton's
Mike, I'll
on his
make it
heels
happen.
with 242.
He'll make it
You know what I mean? Like, Petrie's totaling over 2K at 198. They are some serious dudes to reckon. And Bob's moving up to 242. Nobody knows where that guy's going.
Yeah.
It's
He's going
Bob.
to 242.
Yeah.
Bob's gonna Bob. He's gonna absolutely destroy.
Bob is
Stop
honestly
looking at Bob, dude.
Something different.
Yeah.
it's gonna be hard to beat Bob. Like he
Bob,
just doesn't stop.
He doesn't
Ever.
miss.
Yeah, no, he's just like keeps going up.
Yeah.
Just keeps going up every day. It's just stronger.
Yeah.
To me, it's gonna be Bob and Rondell.
That's who I think it is. Like I think
I love Ashton.
But
of course.
imagine the caliber of that meet
Any of
next
them.
year.
Yeah,
it could be
that's-
something huge. It's
Oh
gonna
man,
change the sport.
100%.
I'm smiling thinking about it, like that's
Yeah,
insane,
no, it's
dude.
gotta
Like, that
gotta
was
happen.
freak,
Like we
yeah.
gotta like kind of bring it all together.
That's what I
That's
think
what's
is,
gonna
like-
help everything grow.
Yep.
I think
So-
that would just be the biggest thing for powerlifting is like there's like you have this one side, like the deadlift bar side, the USPA whatever side, and then you have like the other side, the USAPL side, and it's like this side's just saying everything this side doesn't count.
Yep.
And it's like, what is that doing? Like,
But-
it does absolutely nothing. If you look at everyone who's just outside looking in on the sport, and they're just like,
Yeah.
they don't know that Dan deadlifted on a deadlift bar versus some guy who's pulling on a stiff bar. They're like, he pulled more than you.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
like, so like,
1,075.
who cares? Like, it does not matter at all.
I'm sure you
And,
pull
like,
down on a stiff bar, you still pull close to 1,000.
Oh,
Well,
yeah, like,
what I
it
would
doesn't
say is
matter.
like what I would say is like there's it's not like it doesn't matter. There is a difference between a stiff bar and a deadlift bar.
Yeah.
But from the public's perspective, they have no idea, and
It's a
USAPL guys or IPF guys calling whatever they're doing world records.
They're
And
not.
then the untested guys also calling what they're doing world records.
Which are
and it's
real.
like, well, this is a world record because I'm natty and I'm on a stiff bar. And it's like, well, this is a world record because, you know what I mean? To
I
the
know,
public, they're
yeah.
like, dude, figure it out and bring us a sport.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
I
Like,
think
that's
it's
what it
pretty-
needs to be like. And then also like, I really want Micah to do something big like that for the next one. Like, bringing people from overseas, bringing Yuri, bringing old battles.
if
We need
anybody's
Yuri.
the man,
Getting,
We need
I
Yuri.
was talking with Abner,
Oh
like
my
imagine
God.
like a rematch of, for example, Steffi Cohen and Mariani, like something like that huge, that
Yeah.
would literally change
I think
the
that
sport.
next thing is Derek versus Yuri.
Yeah,
In raps.
Yeah,
That's where they've been. That's where they've been
yes,
going back and
that's
forth.
what-
Yeah.
that's what
Well,
I'm
Yuri
saying.
doesn't talk. He's an enigma.
That's
He's
what
a
we
ghost,
need.
but
That's
yeah.
what needs to happen for this sport to grow.
Yeah,
That would be
that's
nuts.
It used
I
to
feel
be-
like this meet, just doing what they did, it's gonna grab the attention of a lot of people that maybe
agree.
were kind of like,
That
well,
live stream got like
Yeah.
85,000 views in
I
one
know,
day,
that's
and then
a-
it got banned.
that's crazy.
Wait,
bro.
what happened?
Well, that's what the
They
day two
copyrighted,
sleeves.
bro.
When I went to go screenwrite it, they said it was content shared with SME or whatever, and they banned it.
Mm.
But that's what I was saying to you last night.
Give us a year, we'll be doing a live stream.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes. Oh,
we,
yeah.
we got to figure that
Nah.
out so we can't get banned and shit. We got to have
Yeah,
to put
yeah,
some type of like
That's crazy.
Not cool.
security.
I
A1
really
A1
wanted those
digital-
videos. It looked
what's
really
the-
A1
cool.
Digital
Nah,
was
there's no way it's
Anna,
gone
yeah.
forever.
There's a high chance it's gone forever. Aaron Hernandez gone. Like, gone.
They're it told me
Nah.
they're appealing
I
and
won't.
stuff.
I won't accept
hope
that.
so.
You'll be able to watch it 20 years from now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Chino
like, I
knows
need
that.
that. Like, I need
Chino
that
knows
burned on a
all
CD.
the copyright. He knows,
Oh, you know what?
He read his books.
Actually, my opener on deadlift is nowhere. It's gone forever. Actually,
Don't
Why?
When we do it,
On the
you'll
live
have it
stream.
forever.
Oh yeah.
because there was a glitch on my deadlift opener.
Yeah, true.
And like it just isn't. It was never on the live stream. Nobody
Oh,
saw
really?
my open.
Oh yeah, it was just blank.
was
That
just
was
gone.
the only lift.
Please.
It was just blank.
You just heard them talking. We were like, oh, that's
Oh,
a really
that
good
was-
slack pull, and then it's just like,
It was just black
Damn.
screen.
yeah, that's like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Nothing.
But they got the rest.
But that's what I was telling you yesterday or last night was I think that the reputation, as amazing as it was for all of us who were actually there, being, the best powerlifting meet I've ever seen, and, somebody like John Hack, who's, like kind of like the Thanos of powerlifting,
Yeah.
IPF world champion, USAPL,
All of it.
all these
Yeah,
championships.
Don't compare
He
yourself
went
to him.
out of his way to say that's the best meet I've ever been a part of. Most well ran, craziest venue, craziest energy, all that stuff. As crazy as it was for all of us who were there, I feel like the people that are just hearing us talk about it like that think
Yeah.
it was like the Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
100%.
So-
Even, yeah, I mean, it was also like, John's one thing, like he's been at all the big meets, but I feel like Andy's even been like
How
a part of
Andy,
everything.
man.
Yeah,
And
so
he,
I
like-
don't get Andy coming back 5 years later and PRing his total. He's
Yeah.
been chasing it for so long.
38,
dealt with
right?
so many injuries, getting
Yeah.
old, and comes back to the top. So
Stamping
props
his
to you,
approval on it, I was like, all right, Andy says it, then I'm like, well,
yeah.
I got to experience it too, but like just hearing it, like seeing it from him, I was like, yeah, that's when you know shit's legit, because like he's been at everything.
Yep.
So
Everything.
Yep.
It's-
All the meets.
I honestly think it's gonna be even better next year. Like
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
he's
yeah,
gonna-
yeah,
that was-
yeah.
that
I
was
think
a
they'll get
finishing
more
point.
Like,
support.
so
yeah.
not even just that. I think like everything they're gonna do is gonna be like crazier. Like everything's
It's
just
gonna
gonna
get
be taken to
better.
the next
It's
level.
Yeah.
gonna get better by the years, and eventually, who knows what happens.
I already
have to
told
bump
Micah, I
that
was like,
dog.
Maybe
yo,
a
let me
couple-
know. I want to get more involved. I want to make it bigger, better,
Yeah.
however we can.
Well,
Like,
you were a huge part of making that happen. You were the plates in the warm up room
Yeah.
and the bars and stuff. That was huge.
Yeah.
Pulled
You
up
know?
at like 12:30.
yeah,
We fired him and we got
I
him
know.
in his place. Yeah.
yeah, we got
Wait, you
there.
had all the plates in there?
Me and
Most of it.
Travis Rogers, I don't know if Micah brought some stuff, but like
He did
he
have, like,
would traveled
two
across
sets.
the country,
Yeah,
so it was
yeah.
like he could only obviously bring so much. So me and Travis,
He's
we
still-
brought another
he's still
full
on the
set.
road right now. We're talking about it. He's still on the road trying to get.
He drove
He's
like
still driving,
He drove
still
40
driving.
hours to that meet.
dude. That's what I
40-hour
was like,
drive.
damn man, like
Still on the road.
he's been away for a while. He's like still making his way back, man.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
stopped
no,
once. Stopped once on the
To-
way there. Stopped
to
once
pull.
besides gas, and
stopped
the one
once to
time he
pull.
stopped was to deadlift.
And
And then he got back in the car and kept going. He's an animal,
That's
man.
that's
Such
nutty,
a freak.
nutty.
But I think with that ridiculous reputation coming
Yeah.
off of all of this feedback that's being thrown around, I think next year should be to the
different story,
moon.
but
And hopefully
that
the
was already
one meet with this reputation where we could get a chance of seeing those top 4, top 5 tested guys clash with the untested guys.
I
really
think
can.
I think that they'll be able to make it happen. I think next year they'll be able to put even more money out there, which is always going to grab some people.
Yep.
And it's also just like seeing the stage, seeing the production. Like if you're like a Rondell, if you're a Bob, if you're Ashton, like who wouldn't want to be a part of that?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like at the end of the day, who the fuck cares what the Fed is?
Exactly.
Who wouldn't want to be a part of a fucking spectacle like that was?
Exactly. It's all the
They
same
need
thing.
to find a bigger venue for sure.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, they're gonna have to fuck. I mean, that venue was kind of perfect for
perfect.
that.
It was just perfect for that event.
But they're gonna outgrow that.
It's gonna need to go bigger.
But for next year, if
Double. They're gonna
if
need
they
a double.
Those people, like more people like that, double size.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, but that's like I hope they can find something that fits that well.
I know,
That
it was
insane.
Yeah.
Really
Even
cool.
They have
Yeah.
a year. They have a year to.
Well,
What I
honestly,
think would be-
that place had 2 sides. They
did?
did another
Yeah.
side to it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know how that works.
So
I wonder if
they-
they could
so-
open it
but-
up. Yeah.
Yeah. The other
I
side.
didn't even know that. I had
Because
no
it's a
idea.
theater.
Actually,
They
I
have
walked in
different.
there.
They have big
Oh.
rooms. So
Yeah.
the other side.
got really scared.
It was It was like we only saw half of it. People
Yeah.
only like on the live stream. They only even see like not even a half, like a third of the whole venue.
I don't know what I would like to see all the money go to, because I think it was what, 20K
Yeah.
in cash payouts, because of obviously how expensive renting out the venue and all of that stuff with the
put a
lights
lot
and
of
all this
money.
stuff. Micah didn't go with the smoke, which I honestly love.
Yeah.
Micah usually likes to do a lot of smoke.
Yeah.
I was really worried
We
about having to
tested.
lift in
No, he
smoke.
tested them out, dude. He put them on like the day prior to the weigh-ins or the day of the weigh-ins. It's like, dude, look at it. He turns everything off. He turns on the screen. He put the smokes, and everywhere was just smoky. You couldn't see anything. It's like,
Yeah, see, that's exactly
no,
what I
you're
was
not
worried
gonna
about.
use
Dude,
that. No.
I don't know if you
It's too
noticed
much
this,
smoke.
but when you were the warm-up room, because people probably don't know this, the warm-up room was actually behind the crowd, so you kind of had to walk down around it. There was one fog machine right when you were walking down.
Yep.
Dude,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
I
red
like
carpet.
breathed, like I was walking down, I was like, took a big breath, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna choke on
That's
that.
what I was
that.
saying. I was thinking if I'm under a squad, I'm like, I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm
Yeah.
die. Like,
You
I'm not
have
gonna do
like
anything with that.
1,000 faces in front of you. You have the smoke in your face. You're in the dark.
I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna exhale. I'm gonna blow a cloud. It's like terrible.
You need
Exactly.
100% oxygen when you're doing that.
Yeah.
You're gonna die.
We almost stopped and got, because we were talking about the fog. We almost stopped at Home Depot and got, like, those O2 canisters.
Yeah, we're gonna bring those to the meet. We just forgot. We
What
just
happens?
forgot. Because I was actually thinking about that, like, the night before the meet. I was like, damn, me and Johnny forgot the oxygen things. I have no idea if it would do anything, but I was like, I'm gonna give it a try. I mean, it can't hurt, right? Like,
Yeah.
I have no idea, but that would have been very interesting to do.
But
Yeah.
crazy meets.
Yeah.
And just the
Insane.
first.
Yeah.
We're super excited to see the rest.
Yeah, I was surprised to see it kind of go as smoothly as it did. It's not like I was expecting something to go wrong, but I feel like in every meet there's like a few things that
Exactly.
have.
Yeah.
It's like it's uncontrollable. I mean, any
Everybody-
meet, even at local meets, we have shit that happens. The TV's out or this or that, and
Yep.
I feel like for the most part they did
Smooth.
fucking an
That
incredible
actually did
job.
happen though.
What?
In the
Warm-up room?
Oh, warm-up room, yeah.
the like prep area, like where the chairs were, not the warm up room, but
Oh, the chill
Like
area.
the
for
lifter
lifters.
kind
The
of
chill
like
area.
yeah,
on
like
deck
the chill
kind of.
area. Yeah, the on deck area, I guess you'd call it.
Oh.
The TV went out.
Really?
Like yeah, and they put an iPad up. I don't think it was out for that long, but when I
Yeah.
was
But that's
deadlifting,
why you have lifting cast, and I'm glad they
Yeah.
did lifting
Yeah.
cast for
Yeah,
that.
but
meet.
that's not even like a. I mean, that is a hiccup.
but it didn't matter.
Yeah.
But compared
Nobody-
to other hiccups that usually happen at this stuff, like I'd say the one hiccup that happened at that meet was they loaded an extra red for
Two
a
people.
198 guy.
Two people.
Who, yeah, two people
Two
actually.
people.
Oh,
But
really?
2 people. Yep.
But Chad, man, I
Chad,
mean, he's
poor guy.
198 pounds.
Yeah,
that man
I'm
walked
sorry.
out over
1,065.
1,065 pounds and actually decided to do an eccentric with it.
He did a
and then
tempo.
was like, no.
Oh, so on Chad's third,
It was 1065.
Oh, he got
His second
robbed.
was 920. He
Robbed.
smokes
I
it.
was wondering why
He rolled
he
over.
like.
Yep.
I was wondering why they're like, Chad Penson to the whatever, and then all of a sudden he came out for that other attempt. because I was like, he just missed pretty badly on the third.
It's another red, dude. Like,
Holy,
Jesus Christ.
that was.
They did
whole
it.
other
They
red.
sold.
Did he get the fourth? Or
No, it was it was better. It was definitely better, but I
He's
think
not-
at that
You
point
get
it
smoked
was.
from that,
But though
Yeah.
he's not very pissed or mad about it because now he knows he can squat 1,000.
I was gonna say the
because he
silver
held that
lining.
weight, he waited for the down command, he took a 4-second tempo, and then the bar just rolled forward, and then
Yeah.
he just casually went up with the spot.
Yeah.
So he's like,
and 1,000 would be 60 pounds less that was on that man's back.
that was-
He's 198.
that was
That's
over
disturbing.
100 pound SPR.
The way
Five
he
times
moved
squat body weight.
925 was it on his second?
He
Yeah.
did like 925, and then they took.
I was like, that's
unracked
not. That shouldn't move
1060.
that smooth.
Exactly.
It's like, dude,
That's why people are like,
he's
he
a
got
freak of
robbed,
nature.
you know?
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, how didn't he know in 2 seconds and rack it and tell them? It's like, dude, on meet day, if I had an extra red on there and I'd never had, 7+ on my back,
Yeah.
You'll
I
know.
honestly wouldn't know. I'd get up and I'd be
Yeah.
like, wow, it feels
That's-
so
yeah.
heavy. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be like, wow, like I'm not prepared
Yeah.
for this.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be like, they misloaded by 110
He was
pounds. You know?
casual with it. He didn't shake. He just
No, yeah, I know. Actually,
I've
fuck,
done that
Terrifying,
with
you know?
that is.
obviously I don't squat that much, but like I did that with a yellow one time. Like I meant to do three reds, and I left a yellow on the one side, and like I unracked it, and I was like, this feels really weird. I was like, am I like injured or something? But like you don't know,
Bar
like,
must be uneven.
yeah, like,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you don't
Bad
think
on
like,
rack.
oh, I misloaded the bar or something like that.
There's
You're
that
not
guy-
when you're getting ready to squat like 1,000 pounds or whatever. You're not gonna notice if there's one red out. Like you're
Oh,
not
yeah.
counting
Yeah.
plates.
Except on
you're just-
bench.
Dude,
bench, you
Bench
know.
maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, but
Guys-
I feel like it's like if you're gonna notice if there's 2 reds on one side and 3 on the other.
Yeah, it was
But,
even
like, I do
though.
it I do it on deadlift. Like I've done it a few times on deadlift.
Me too. That's
Just
Just
really
completely
noticeable.
forgot to put a red
I
on
One
just-
it.
side
I've
comes
done
up and the
that
other side
Yeah.
does not
Yeah,
come up.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they misloaded Julius's. That was not this meet. That was a while ago. But that was the worst.
The
one.
800
But like,
one,
yeah, but like, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a
I
travesty.
know. But do you know that guy on IG that?
It's
I've
Dreams
s-
World.
So his last video, his last reel, I guess, it was just him pressing 500 pounds for reps, but he only had 4 plates, but 5 plates on the other side. And
Was it
casually-
Roman?
And he calls it a core workout. No, it's the guy that unracks 500 pounds and eats pizza at the same time. And
Oh,
squat-
it's Dreams World?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen that guy?
Who is it?
It's this dude with
Oh,
dreads.
you
It's
show
his,
him-
It's his. I'll show you
The
after.
freak
It's
of
this guy.
nature.
Oh,
the
he
guy-
does a lot of the no-handed squats.
No-handed,
Yes.
800-pound no-hand.
He's from New York.
I
I
don't
think
know
so.
where
Yeah, I
he's
think
from.
Debo like knows him
He's the
pretty
guy
well.
who catches
Guy
like the
is
150
something
dumbbells
else.
that are thrown to him, and then like starts curling, and
Yeah.
then like catches the other
Another
150 and
100
starts
pound-
like overhead press. It's
Yeah,
weird,
this guy- yeah.
like a whole different,
Yeah.
like ultimate Klaus.
So he's still
But he's
alive.
the man.
So
He's
Yeah,
his last
yeah,
video was
yeah.
him pressing 500, but it was only like 1 or 2 less plates on the other side, and it was like, I don't know, man, how he does it, but it was crazy.
Jeez.
It's a whole different thing, though. You know what I mean?
But
It's not even.
imagine
like,
the
it's
core
ins-
strength that
I
you need
couldn't
to-
imagine at all. The guy benches
He has
405 and then does a
and he
sit up with
stands
it.
with
Oh
it,
yeah,
and then
yep,
he
that's
does
him.
reps.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the guy.
him. Yeah.
I'm like, dude, use something else.
Yeah, he
I
did.
want to see that guy compete.
He took a
How
nap
about
with
that?
500. Well, that's the other thing with powerlifting right now, never being in such a good spot growing wise. You know, like the talent pool is getting insane. You have freak come out of here, freak come out of
Yeah.
here, and freak come out of here. And I'm talking about this like I didn't just start competing a year and a half ago, but it feels like that even just in the year and a half.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I know everybody that competes.
Yeah.
Like I'm a
What do you-
basically open powerlifting in my head,
Yeah.
and then I see some random guy on Instagram, and I'm like, who the hell is this totaling 2K at whatever 19 years old Max Sheathar?
Richie?
Like,
Yeah.
no, Max Sheathar, but yeah,
Richie.
Richie, right? Husky Richie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just trying to total 2K at his first meet.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you
Like, dude.
doing, dude?
Yeah.
People die trying to total 2K.
Yeah.
I would be
Freaks so much.
guys like that, just coming out of the woodwork. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see some random dude like that pull up and just do something ridiculous and not even
Yeah.
know about it.
Well, I mean, dude, you're one of those people. Like,
That was
when
the-
I first started, it was like, people doing what they were doing, was like, 2K at the time when I started was like the mission.
Like the
Yeah, it is
that
in my
was
head.
like
Isn't it crazy?
the mission for
Yeah.
everyone. Didn't even matter weight classes. It's like if you even reached that level, you were a fucking god.
Yeah.
Now you got like fucking
Now you gotta be 2K to be at least somewhat competitive.
yeah. You got these dudes
No.
2100,
What?
2200, 2300, and then like these aren't even the super heavyweight guys. These are just like the
No,
242,
that's John
275.
Hack.
Yeah, John Hack.
198.
Yeah.
man. Like,
That's what I mean. Like
under
it's like
200 pounds.
the level has just every year just continuously like been jumping through the roof. So,
Yeah, it's
who
been my whole
knows what
goal.
happens in another year? I mean, like the guys that we've seen this year at the American Pro, who knows? I mean, you're going to see probably a lot of them again, but I guarantee you there's going to be 4 or 5 new
Right.
faces that we're like, where did this motherfucker come from?
Yeah, that
When
was-
do you think John runs out of luck? Not luck, but when do you think he stops winning all of the? Because he wins every
when
meet.
he wants to stop, to be honest, or gets injured. But I don't see him.
Like,
The
he's
thing
just
is, he doesn't push in the off season, right? John, the thing
he's
that
really
people,
not serious about it, bro.
he is no. John's very serious about it.
No, like he
Yeah.
is,
Goat,
but like
right?
he doesn't train crazy amount of hours.
People don't
through
realize
the-
this whole
you know?
Instagram thing, where Instagram is powerlifting for the past like 2 years, 3 years. It's happened in the past 2 or 3 years where everybody's on Instagram pushing as hard as possible, off season, on season,
Yep.
no matter what. John's been doing this for over 10 years, or about
Yeah.
10 years.
Yep.
Won IPF Worlds as a natty young
Yep.
dude,
Yep.
USAPL, USPA, doing all this stuff. He's at a point where it's like, okay, maybe you don't see John Hack doing GVT 10x10s or 8x10s and things like that right
Yep.
now, but this dude's been doing this for 10 years. He did all that stuff to
Yeah.
build himself. Now he's sharpening the knife, It's how sharp can he make it. His training total right now is over 2,300, right? 804, 600, and that 904, right? Right
95,
now.
yeah.
If he's able to put that together on the platform, which he missed the squat, which I was honestly very surprised by. This was his best squat prep ever. He smoked 804 for a PR and then missed it on the
What
platform.
did he go for on
804.
804?
Which he's usually much more conservative, but he doesn't take anything on the platform that he doesn't take in prep.
Yeah.
So he hit the 804, so you kind of know what he's going to do based on what he's thinking in prep. He took the 804, took 589 in prep, I think 600 even.
So did you see his last video? He just posted it. If you follow him on YouTube, he's a channel and he just posted something today, and it's because he did a weight cut right for that meet, obviously 20 pound, but he ended up being 2 pounds over. So he didn't sleep. The guy didn't sleep at all. He went there, waited in the morning off, and just recomp. So basically for like over 36 hours, it was just cutting. So definitely that took a toll.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
for the American Pro?
Yeah.
I think we're talking about hybrid.
I'm talking about it right now.
Hybrid, he missed weight. That was the only way he missed
So
weight.
he was 2 pounds over before like around like 6 a.m., 7 a.m. He was like, okay, he was like, I'm not going to go to bed now because if I go to bed, I'm not going to lose over 2 pounds. So he went back to the sauna, cut it again, and went straight to the weigh-ins and started his recomp and then rested.
I mean, he's smart. Me and Liam thought we were definitely going to be the first people to get rack heights because that's how they did the weigh-ins in order of rack heights. And we pulled up, and the only people before us were like John and Andy, and I think maybe one or two other
think it was, like,
Demarius.
Yeah.
Demarius.
You guys
All the
pulled
guys
up
doing
pretty early.
ridiculous water cuts.
Yeah.
We're like, I need to get there now. I need to get
It's not
number
only
one.
way, like the guy didn't sleep.
Damn.
Yeah, it was
He
bad.
traveled and
Yeah.
he cut it and didn't sleep. So
I don't know. I don't know when the other shoe is going to drop for John, but I expect him to put down both the shoes before the other shoe drops. You know what I mean? He's going to be like, all right, I'm done.
he already
2300.
has everything.
He also
you
is
know?
consistently cutting down to the 198.
That's
He
what I was
just
thinking.
doesn't
Like, what
cut.
happens if he just, like,
I think if he goes to
goes-
242, which is, I know 2 weight classes above, but him in the 220 pretty filled out. You know, not if you're talking about cutting from 230 into the 220. Like at the pro, I was 215. On the platform, I was 218, 219. On the platform, the lightest person out of anybody in my weight class that wasn't me was 237. Right? Like Demarius was in the 250s. Aaron Chappell, who's just, I don't know what happened to that guy since the last time I saw him. I love the guy, but he turned into the Hulk. That guy's humongous.
Oh, he's jacked. as fuck.
He
But-
could hop on the stage.
If John
Oh,
walked in
he-
at training
He
weight,
has.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
is.
Has he?
Yeah, he's already
I didn't know
competed in
that.
bodybuilding, yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
crazy.
If John just walked on the platform
Muscle
at
definition.
training weight, he'd be pretty filled out in the 220, 216, 217. What could he do? Probably exactly what he does in training comfortably. If he goes to 242,
24 plus.
Jesus Christ,
Mid
I
24s.
literally don't know. Like his
That would be
bench.
crazy.
He also
Close
isn't going
grips?
to lose any leverages on deadlift or on
it
anything. He
doesn't
pulls
matter. He just gets
conventional.
stronger
He's not going to
because
lose
it's
any.
conventional.
He already squats high bar.
Yep.
Dude, his bench would. Who knows?
Dude,
What happens
his
on
high
bench. He
bar,
might
close
fucking bench
grip, and
650.
It's
Like-
like you get like a new person that just started lifting, right? He's like try to squat, try to bench, try to deadlift. They have no idea how to do it. That's John's form. and he's doing that with that much load.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
Yeah.
Like
His high bar is as honest as it gets. The
Yeah.
weirdest thing, I said it the first time I saw him compete.
On top, like, it
The
doesn't
first
make
time I saw him
sense.
compete, I was like, Kev, my younger brother, Kevin, tapped Kevin. I'm like, yo, Kev, like, why doesn't the bar hit this guy's shoulders? And we're just looking at it. This dude's like high barring, like up on this shelf, and the bar, even with 800 pounds, it doesn't compress
At
into.
all.
It's like his muscles, like
He's-
Rock.
like rock. Like
Yep.
it doesn't go down to his
No.
shoulder. I was like, what's up with this guy? And then he goes up to bench and he's like
Close grip.
like this, and I'm like, oh, one red. I turn around, it's 4 reds because he jumps from
Yeah.
his warm ups now. He goes
He's
2
got 2
reds on
reds, 4
bench,
reds.
4 reds.
And then top set.
Walking
Like,
into
he
the
just
gym,
doesn't
going
care.
275, 484, and then whatever he's got. And then his dead is, stiff-legged mixed. Like that's literally it. The amount of knee flexion he has, forward knee travel, is
Yeah.
like nothing.
None.
Oh yeah, yeah. You'll get so much better from just that one call. You'll probably never
Exactly.
ever
Never
have
miss
it
depth
happen again.
again.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, it'll be exciting to see what you guys do. I know you guys have a lot of big plans. I look forward to seeing you guys do a lot of crazy shit over the next year. So. Yeah, we're going to wrap this one up there, guys. I appreciate everyone tuning in. Make sure you subscribe,
Absolutely.
comment, let us know who you want to see on the podcast. We're always trying to get more and more, big guests in here. So,
Thanks for having us, Collin.
absolutely, guys.
Absolutely. Thank you
Appreciate
so
it.
much.
Hell
This
yeah.
is great.
Hell yeah. We'll see you in the next one, guys.